And that is exactly what is starting to happen with his brutal and ugly and clunky and wildly unpopular mass deportation scheme. The sight and the sound and the smells of heavily armed federal agents sweeping up people with no criminal records, everyone from grandmas to kids, with arrests everywhere from outside of schools to outside of bakeries, even to a Marine base. Those sights and sounds are proving to be too much for arguably the most influential podcaster in the MAGA-adjacent universe. Here's Joe Rogan.
The way it looks is horrific. It looks, when you're just arresting people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years, that everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
No.
Everybody who has a heart sees that and goes, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be the only way to do this.
Right.
Because you have to think, look, yeah, we have to have a border. Yes, it should have been secure. Yes, they should make sure you know who everybody is before they get in.
Yeah.
But when people have been here for 20 years, like, come on, man. That's crazy. Like, let's find a way. If they've been productive members of society for 20 years, no criminal record, they worked the entire time, they paid taxes, find them a pathway to citizenship. Find a way where you can do this thing that you want to do, which is keep terrorists and cartel members from getting across the border with drugs that kill 100,000 people a year. Okay, but also have a heart. Because if you don't, you're not going to get anybody on your side. If you're doing this stuff publicly, throwing women to the ground, handcuffing people, just for existing on the wrong side of the dirt. Not a criminal. Not the only crime they ever committed was coming over here as a kid. They probably didn't even know what the was going on.
Man.
You know, a lot of kids got snuck across when they were already born in Mexico. And they've grown up their entire life in America. They can't even speak Spanish. And they could get sent back.
I guess our only edit there is they have been sent back. They have been sent back already. Joe Rogan. But a new standard there emerging in American politics and in one of the most influential media bubbles in American politics. The Rogan standard is that it is now, quote, heartless if you were for sending anyone back who's been in the country 20 years, anyone other than, quote, terrorists and people coming in with drugs, have an effing heart. And if you do it anyway, you don't have one. But importantly, because he's said things before and we didn't lead with them, he's not alone. Disapproval and unease with Trump's mass deportation scheme extends to some of Trump's most diehard elected supporters as well. Never thought I'd say this, but here's Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene making a lot of sense on a podcast over the weekend.
We have a labor force in America across many industries that has been built on illegal labor. That's a fact. That also cannot be ignored. And as a conservative and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that. So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but it's I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Plenty to not like about Marjorie Taylor Greene and Joe Rogan. But if we could have done this on our own, we wouldn't be here. So this shift in rhetoric and tone and these new standards being laid out, there, Marjorie Taylor Greene saying it's not living in reality to carry out Trump's deportation policy is more than a shift in tone. It's a shift in her position. She owns a construction company, and she's giving voice to people inside Trump's coalition who have the same concerns. Back in May, when a college student who had been raised in her district was due to be deported to Mexico, she was more callous. She hadn't understood what Trump was actually going to do. And she said, quote, the law is the law. But this is her now. Quote, I'm not ignoring facts anymore. So if the reality of Trump's mass deportation campaign and how it is impacting every one of us, everyone is going to be touched by it, regardless of who you voted for. If it's starting to sink in.
That's it for today's video. Thanks so much for sticking with me until the end. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to tap that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video so more people can join the conversation. Your support is what keeps this channel going. And together we're building a community that looks deeper than the headlines. See you in the next one.